Hello there. How are you tonight? Day 7. Day 7. It's lymphatics night. And I'm doing one of my stress buster breaks. Blowing bubbles. See if a few people join us. It also activates your inner child. Connects you with your inner child. And it's fun. This is a great stress buster. So go to your friendly dollar store and pick up some bubbles when you want a quick stress buster fix. It's fun. Yeah, takes your mind off stuff. And guess what? Gets you breathing. Yeah. All right, so that's one of our stress buster break ideas tonight. Blow bubbles. Okay, tonight. Oh, I better wipe up. We got a lot of bubble stuff down here. Oh well. I hope I don't trip. So I'm in a different room because we're going to need a little bit of room tonight as we do lymphatics. Yes. And so this is day 7 of Feeling Fine. 9 towards Feeling Fine. Our 7th evening, and tonight is the lymphatic system. And we will be doing a treatment, a distance treatment on your lymphatic system at the end. So as always, we need to kind of connect to this waiver. Excellent. What I'll do is I'll tap into your lymphatic system and hopefully clear any blockages that you have, any lymph nodes that might be twisted, and we'll do that at the end. Yeah, so tonight, as I mentioned, is the lymphatic system. What is your lymphatic system? Well, I'll get to a little bit more detail later, but it looks like this. And you have all these lymph nodes around your body. It's a circulatory system that drains fluid out of your body parts, drains it up through the cisternal chyli and gets the heart to pump it to the kidney, or not the heart to pump to the kidney, but eventually ends up in your kidneys and you pee it out. So those of you that have done lymphatic work or had a lymphatic massage or anything like that, you know, because you end up peeing a lot more that evening. And as always, I like to review as to why we're doing this. And as I said, this is day 7. I'm in my indigo blue for the 3rd eye chakra. And this is my lapis necklace and earrings to help with my third eye chakra. Okay, so here we go. Here is a review of why we're doing this. Why is this important? What does a dysregulated nervous system show up as in your body? And a lot of these are the same, but it's always good to review. Anxiety, sleep issues, gastrointestinal problems, either constipation or diarrhea, medically unexplained symptoms. You know, I've got a pain in my neck and I just can't get rid of it, and you've been to your osteo and you've been to your doc and nobody can explain why that pain is there. You've had x-rays and it's not necessarily arthritis, but even with arthritis can be flared up with a dysregulated nervous system. Hypertension or high blood pressure can be contributed to a dysregulated nervous system. Any cardiovascular issues, dermatological problems, high blood pressure, inflammation, ding, 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 ding. That's what we're going to focus on tonight with the lymphatic system. Now, this is a little different way to look at the polyvagal theory, and they showed this in a ladder. Now, the top of the ladder is where you want to be. That's your most parasympathetic and you're feeling safe area. Just got to get my glasses. It's the top of the evolutionary ladder, as I mentioned. And this is where you have an ability to engage, self-regulate, stay calm, engage socially. You can problem solve. You're at that point that you're open and ready to learn different things. The middle of the ladder is your sympathetic nervous system, which is mobilizes you. You do need that. You do need it. That's your fight or flight. And we have moments in life, you cut off in traffic and you need to slam your brakes on quick. You need that sympathetic nervous system in order to react. I just want to make sure that I'm in the center here. So the problem becomes at the bottom of the ladder in dorsal vagal, when we are in freeze or collapse or we're disassociated. And that's when you've spent way too much in sympathetic and you're now stuck in dorsal vagal. And at dorsal vagal, that's where you have problems with low energy, decreased heart rate, you're feeling depressed, numb, you're shut down, you're disconnected, you have an inability to gain weight, inability to lose weight. Your systems just don't work that well. And how do we get out of dorsal vagal? Well, this is what this whole series is about. It's about giving you tips, tools, and tricks to help you get out of dorsal vagal. Because your therapist is very important. Absolutely. This is not replacing any therapy. But it's the time you're going to spend the most time with yourself. So it's the time in between your treatments that you need to do little tricks and tips and techniques to help you bring your system down so that you can be in that calm parasympathetic, but if you need to, be up in sympathetic, but not way up in dorsal vagal, and obviously not staying there dorsal vagal. Very important for our nervous system. Okay, we've already had one stress buster, but let's try a few more, shall we? So the first one we're going to do, this one's now these are little tips that are very quick that you could do anytime, anywhere. Blowing bubbles might be something you might want to do in public, but I say why not? Now this one's a little odd, but you're going to take your thumb, all right, and get in the camera here, and you're going to take a deep breath in for 7 counts. Here we go. Deep breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Blow on your thumb. Yup, I mean it. Blow on your thumb for 7 seconds. Here we go. Let's try it again. Breathe in for 7. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Exhale, blowing on your thumb for 7. One more time. Breathe in through your nose. Hold for 3. Exhale, blowing on your thumb for 7. I know it's a little odd, but it does work. Here we go. There we go. Okay, the next one, my little stress buster break, is you yoga folks out there, you're quite familiar with this, and this is making the sound Om, all right? Making the sound Om. Now, the second picture, I want you to see because it's backwards for me. The second picture is actually a visual representation of what happens when Om, the sound Om, is chanted into a tonoscope. It's a device with a rubber membrane that's been dusted with a fine layer of sand. And when the sound is projected into the membrane, the sand organizes itself in a sacred geometric pattern due to the sound frequencies. Isn't that cool? So that's this. All right. This is what the sound kind of looks like in sacred geometry. But when you chant the sound Om onto a tonoscope, which is a rubber membrane that's got a light layer of sand on it, this is what it becomes. And I hope you can see that. It's quite pretty. You can see it kind of through the sand. Yeah. So did you know that when you chant Om, you are actually filling every cell in your body with the vibration of divine feminine? That cosmic organizing principle that aligns us with the flow of creation itself is alive in Om. So let's take a moment to chant Om and see, and so that we can universally get our cells kind of talking to one another. All right? So deep breath in. Here we go. Om. It's almost like humming that we did last night. Again, it's the vibration that tones that vagus nerve and gets your nervous system to calm down. All right? Now, if you're in a crowded space, you're at the mall and you're feeling a little bit anxious and you don't want to go Om as you're walking down, you could go to the washroom and do it, but if there's someone there, you can do it silently and you still get the same effect. All right? So try it. I'm saying it, very soft. The vibration isn't near as intense, but we still get the effect on our cells. So let's finish off with one last strong Om, shall we? Here we go. Om. So good, feel the tingles. All right, back to the lymphatic system. So the functions of the lymphatic system. First of all, the lymphatic system is composed of lymph nodes, you probably have heard of those, vessels and organs that serve several vital functions. So the organs that are part of the lymphatic system is the thymus gland, all right, your bone marrow, your spleen, which is on, I know that looks like my right, but it's my real left here, right here on the spleen, your appendix, and your tonsils. A lot of us have had our tonsils and maybe our appendix out as well. So when I'm doing the group therapy, group distance treatment, if I feel anybody's tonsils and or appendix that is living in the field, its energetic imprint or its life force, I'll put it back. Don't worry, you're not going to grow another tonsil, you're not going to grow another appendix. It's just we need that life force in the body. So those are the organs, and of course the heart is the main pump. So those are the organs of the lymphatic system. But you also have these lymph nodes, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And of course all of the tubes or vessels that carry the fluid back to what's called, the cisternochyli is also part of the lymphatic system. And it helps maintain fluid balance by collecting excess fluid, tissue fluid, known as lymph, and returning it to the bloodstream. The lymphatic system plays a crucial role in the immune response. So those of us that are having, those of people out there that are having immune issues, check your lymphatic system. I can't tell you how many people message me, I can't come to class because I'm feeling the sniffles or I got a sore throat. What's the first thing I write back to them? So sorry you're here not feeling very well. Do the lymphatic video. Do the lymphatic flushing that I've done in class, and I also have a video in this group as well as on YouTube, which we're going to do tonight as well. So because of this role in the immune system, the lymphatic also filters and taps harmful substances, microbes, and cellular waste into the lymph nodes. Lymphocytes, specialized white blood cells, are produced in lymphoid organs like the spleen and the thymus and contribute to the immune defense. This system supports immunity, waste removal, and fluid regulation, ensuring a balanced internal environment and safeguarding the body against infections and diseases. Very important system for our health. Would you not agree? And when that system is not functioning properly, I'm slipping on the bubbles down there. When that's not working efficiently, your nervous system is going to be affected and thus dysregulated. So signs that your lymphatic system needs some help. Chronic pain, swelling, allergies, lack of energy, brain fog, bloating, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, weight loss resistance, weight gain resistance, cold hands and feet, food sensitivities, frequent illness, low immune system, sleep disturbances, you're stiff or sore in the morning, acne, eczema, and skin issues. And it's very important after any surgery or injury, and very important after cancer treatment. Yeah, could have been the reason why, I don't know, most of you know that I had cancer 10 years ago, and I know this sounds really terrible, but when I heard I had to have chemo, I said, oh, at least I'll lose weight. Because weight's been an issue for me. Guess what? Didn't happen. I gained 40 pounds. The only person that I've ever heard of who's throwing up and has diarrhea for basically 6 months and gained 40 pounds. Yeah. Lymphedema issues, swelling issues. My lymphatic system just was not functioning properly, and I was holding on to fluid big time. And I've lost some of it, but not all of it. So there's still stuff going on in there. So what are the benefits of a lymphatic drainage massage or a self-lymphatic drainage massage? Now, you have your massage therapist. I know Cynthia does lymphatic drainage, and I'm sure there's other ones that do it out there as well. It's a different type of massage It's almost like a buff and shine. It's very gentle because lymph does not respond to, you know, digging thumbs and digging elbows in. It really has to be gentle. And when you're doing your self-lymphatic massage, when we do our practical, make sure you're not pushing and, you know, grabbing you and yanking on yourself. It's very, very gentle. But what a lymphatic massage does, whether it's with a therapist or with yourself, it reduces fatigue and stress. It improves cellulite marks, yes. It speeds up healing from a cold or flu. That's why I remind people to do that. Every time I hear that they've got a cold, do your lymphatic flushing, do your lymphatic flushing, yes sirree. Aids digestion and scar tissue healing. It reduces skin swelling and acne. It helps fight off infection. It reduces water retention. And it helps with post-exercise recovery. It boosts weight loss. It improves stretch marks. So there you go. Very important to do self-massage or have a therapist. So this is what the lymphatic system looks like. Little easier drawing. All those green dots are lymph nodes, and the red things are the organs that's involved. As I've mentioned, tonsils, red bone marrow, heart, spleen, your appendix, thymus. These are all organs that are involved in the lymphatic system. And all of those vessels, you see, they look like rivers in through your body. They drain everything back to the cisternal chyli, and then they get the kidneys to pee it out. Now, when we do a lymphatic flow massage, it'll look something like this. I'm going to post all these pictures in our group as comments as I've been doing. But basically, we'll come back to that. Basically, you're always flushing towards your heart, all right? You're always flushing towards your heart. Now, say you're like, oh, I don't have time to do that whole thing. Or you're feeling really sick and by the way, you can do this seated. You don't have to do this standing, because I've heard that from people. I say, do the lymphatic massage, and they say, oh, I can't even stand up. I'm just so sick. I totally understand that. But you can do it seated. You don't have to stand up. Standing makes it better because you get more movement. But what if you just want to do a quickie? You just want to do a quickie. Then you can do the thoracic duct, because that is your main drainage vein. So let's do that right now. Very simple. And all you do is you rub your clavicle. Not too intense, but just enough to get things moving. Rub just underneath your clavicle. Just like that. Just a few, and then another. This almost could become a stress buster break. Yeah, because again, fluid flowing, lymphatics flowing, your nervous system is going to be way happier. Way, way, way happier. Good. Ooh, there's a nice spontaneous breath or a yawn. Anything like that tells you your body has made a shift. And all we did was massage or activate the thoracic duct. Wake it up, wake it up. Now, again, we're going to stand here in a second and do the full body, but I'd like to tell you that you can just do one for your face. You can do lymphatic drainage for the face. So say you've got a lot of sinus issues going on. Is that the center? Then you can do your lymphatic massaging of your face. You can do it with your hands. You're just going to go down your throat. You're going to go across your jawline, your face, like so, your eyebrows, and your forehead. Now, one of the very first videos in this group was my daughter-in-law, Erin, who's a massage therapist, and she did a little video on self-massage. So you can search that if you'd like to have even more information on this. Now, one thing that you might want to do when you're doing your facial massaging, I work today, so my tongue isn't quite working perfectly yet tonight, is you can use what's called a gua sha, okay? You might have had this done on you if you've gone to your massage therapist. I got this at my favorite jewelry store. This is where I got this, and you see my necklaces and my earrings. It's called Earth Goddess in Halifax on Demone Street, and this is rose quartz. You can get jade ones, you can get all kinds of ones. They're so beautiful. And a gua sha is let's just go through the benefits of using a gua sha. Improves circulation, improves lymph drainage, ding, ding, ding. Improves skin vitality. It increases your absorption of your skincare products. It increases collagen and elastin production. It oxygenates the skin. It reduces puffiness. And it relaxes facial tension. Yes, back to that wonderful thing that affects our nervous system. So you just take your gua sha and you just do your lymph drainage from your neck. It actually feels wonderful. And from the chin, each side, the cheeks. Oh, I just have this by my chair where I'm watching TV or reading, and I just pull it out every once in a while and use it. A gua sha. I imagine you could get them on Amazon, but if you can get one that's a crystal or a stone, bonus. Rose quartz puts love back in, so that's why I chose rose quartz. Alrighty, another couple things before we get up and do our lymphatic drainage. Have you ever heard of castor oil packs? Yes, I have, and I've tried them. They're kind of messy, but I finally did. I'll show you the kit that I just bought. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm hoping it won't be quite so messy. But why are castor oil packs so important? Well, again, supports the lymphatic system, bing, 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 and circulation. It helps with supporting the body's detoxification process. It breaks up congestion and scar tissue. It contains a racinoleic acid, which penetrates through the top layer of the skin into the dermis. This racinoleic acid helps drain out any toxins that might be held in the body. It's a very specific thing that's in castor oil. Castor oil has been around for centuries. You might have heard your grandparents talk, your grandmother talk about it. But you want to consider castor oil packs for endometriosis, for fibroids, for constipation, for swollen lymph glands, for boils, for ovarian cysts, uterine cysts, scar tissue healing, thyroid nodules, liver congestion, fibrocystic breasts. So anything that has an ist to it is basically an inflammatory thing, an itis. So it's a good thing to do a castor oil pack. So how you use them, these are the ones that you would make up yourself. It's not a kit. You would get a slightly saturated cloth. You want a slightly saturated cloth with castor oil. Apply it to the area that you want, either your thyroid. Most people do it on your liver because most of the time our liver is congested. But say you have something swelling in your knee, you could try it on your knee. Cover it with plastic and then apply a heating pad, a hot water bottle or whatever, and then wrap yourself up in a bathrobe or towel to prevent the staining on your sheets. You want to rest for 15 to 30 minutes, and you repeat this 2 to 3 times per week. So this is the kit that I purchased, and I just got it probably a couple weeks ago from Amazon. There you go. And you can see it has this one here is for thyroid, and I have Hashimoto's, so that's what I wanted to get it for, was my thyroid, and that would be for your liver, or you could put it on your abdomen if you're dealing with constipation. You want organic castor oil, of course, and of course I'll have to add a heating pad or probably use my BioPad for that. All right, so there you go. That's our little chat. Now we got to let me get my lymph system out again, and we've got to get moving. So I'm going to take my jewelry off, and if you've got, I think I'll take my earrings off too. You can take those off, and we'll stand up. All right, move my chair out of the way. All right, here we go. The lymphatic system. Oh gosh, am I going to be a camera? I guess I'll have to come back here. So let's start off with taking a deep breath in. Exhale. And another deep breath in. And exhale. Now I'm going to do this barefoot. I'm just going to kick my shoes off. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to raise up on our toes and drop down on our heels. I don't know, you can't see my feet, but you know what I'm doing. Raise up on your toes and drop down on your feet. Now, if that gives you pain, you don't have to drop really hard. Just come up and drop. Another thing that's amazing for the lymphatic system is a rebounder. So if you don't have a rebounder, you can do this. Just go up and drop, and up and drop, and up and drop. Very simple, simple, simple. Yeah. So lymphatic system exercise, walking, movement is crucial. Crucial. You see people that are sedentary a lot. They have swollen legs. They might have swollen arms. It's not healthy. You've got to move your body. So movement is crucial. Okay, we're gonna. Everything gets flushed or massaged to the heart, towards the heart. Now again, you're not slapping yourself. You're not really putting a lot of pressure. And I also want you to think fluids. Think fluids while you're doing this, okay? All right, we're going to start with our face. We're going to go on our forehead. And we're just going to bring it down our face. Sorry, we're starting at our neck. sorry. I have to clear the passages first before we go up higher. So we're starting at our neck, and we're sliding down to our heart. So behind your head, to your throat, down to your heart. Behind your neck, to your throat, and down to your heart. Behind your neck, to your throat, and down. Now, if you start to get a little lightheaded, that's normal. If you feel like you need to sit down, go ahead. That's just your lymph moving. Now, you're going to go behind your ears and slide down to your heart. Behind your ears, and at least 3 passes in each position. Behind your heart, behind your ears, down to your heart. Good. Now, sinuses, these are the maxilla sinuses. From either side of your nose, down your chin, down your throat. No, now I want to clear those first. Clear the pathways so that as you go by them, they're not congested. So maxilla sinuses, out your cheeks, out through this cheekbone, down your throat, down to your heart. And just brush at least 3 times. Oh, there, that was a good shift. Now go to your frontal bone sinuses. So right here in your forehead, go out, down your cheeks, down your jaw, down your neck, to your heart. Out from your forehead, down your cheeks, down your neck to your heart. One more time. And again, connect, but don't push hard. Just connect. I mean, it's not so light that you can barely feel it, but you're not pushing. And you're thinking fluids. You're thinking fluids. Connect. Again, I've said this numerous times. When you think about a body part, your body will take you there. All right? So thinking lymphatic system. All right. Let's go out to our arm. Now, we're going to start closest first. So we're going to go armpit to heart. Armpit to heart. That's it. Armpit to heart. Now, you have a lot of lymph nodes here underneath your armpit. We already did the thoracic duct. We could do a little bit more on our neck if we want, because we have a bunch of lymph nodes there. But let's just give ourselves a little tap and a little shake underneath our armpit. And that's just to wake up those lymph nodes. Just give them a little shake, a little tap, whatever, but just gentle, just gentle. Okay? Now, from the arm, elbow, the armpit to the heart. Elbow, top of the arm, and then bottom of the arm. Right to the heart, top of the arm, bottom of the arm. Now go out to the wrist, top of the arm, armpit to heart. Top of the arm, armpit to heart, below the arm, armpit to heart, below the arm, armpit to heart. One more. Good. Now just stop for a second. Notice the difference between this arm and this arm. This one feels lighter. Yes? Yes. And your head probably, if you had a headache, maybe your headache's gone. Maybe any neck tension that you have might be gone. Let's fingers crossed. Okay, other side. Go to the armpit first. Give it a little tap, a little shake, whatever you need to do to wake up those lymph nodes. Tap it, massage it. Just say, come on, lymph nodes, do your job, I'm with you. A little back and forth rub like we did the thoracic duct. And here we go. Top of the arm, armpit to the heart. Top of the arm, armpit to the heart. Top of the arm, armpit to heart. Now, bottom of the arm, armpit to heart, bottom of the arm, just from the elbow, And now let's go right to the hand, top of the hand, arm, armpit, don't forget those armpits, to heart. Top of the arm, armpit to heart. One more, top of the arm, armpit to heart. Now below, bottom of the arm, armpit to heart, bottom of the arm, armpit to heart. One more. Now hopefully those arms feel equal, nice and light and floaty. Ooh, it feels wonderful. I tell you, the lymphatic system is so amazing when you get it moving. You don't realize how sluggish it is until you feel, yeah. All right, here we go. You have a lot of lymph nodes right here in your belly, lots. So let's just take our belly, our hands on our belly, and we're going to go this way. I know, because it might be different in the camera, whether that's and I'm looking at it, it's counterclockwise. But basically you come up the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, down the descending colon. So different for me, go up your right side, across, down your left side. All right, so that looks different in the camera to me, so just listen to what I say. Up the right side, across, and down. This helps with a lot with constipation. Up the right side, across, and down. Up the right side, across, and down. Up the right side, across, and down. Now grab your belly and give it a shake, because you have a lot of lymph nodes underneath there. You may have some scar tissue in there. C-section scars, hysterectomies, tubules, all kinds of appendix. These are all hernia scars. Just move it around. Move it around. There's a very specific scar video in this group as well, but we're not going to do scar work tonight. We're just getting the lymph moving. So just give it a good shake. Wake up those lymph nodes. Whew. All right, here we go. From belly up to heart. From belly up to heart. Thinking fluid, thinking fluid. Belly up to heart. One more time. Belly up to heart. Good. Now let's go to our groin, right here. Give it a rub like we did the thoracic duct when we did the cervical. Or we did the clavicle, below the clavicle. Give this groin area a good rub, because that's where another big bunch of lymph nodes live. All right. Okay, so from the groin, the belly, up to the heart. The groin, the belly, up to the heart. Again, thinking fluid, thinking lymphatic system. Nice and slow. Don't push too hard. Just involve your body. Excellent, excellent. Now the next two, if you need to sit for this one, go ahead. If you can't bend over, but you're going to go behind your knees. All right, so if you're going to bend over, you're going to bend at the hips. You're not going to bend at the waist. Push your derriere out. Protect your back. Grab behind your knees. Give them a little shake. Give them a little rub. Behind your knees. There's another collection of lymph nodes back there. Make sure you're bent at the hips, not the waist. Give them a little rub. If you need to sit, go ahead. Okay, now slide from behind your knees, up your thighs, the groin, the belly, up to the heart. Behind your knees, the thighs, the belly, up to your heart. Behind your knees, your thighs, your groin, your belly, up to the heart. One more time. Now just take a few seconds and notice how you feel. Maybe a little lightheaded, and that's okay. Because if your lymph system was very sluggish, when you get it moving, it's like, woo, pretty cool. Yeah? So just do some swaying. Just some swaying. Beautiful. And as I've mentioned before, another way to get the lymph system going, when you take your shower, turn the water cold at the end. Now, you don't start off with turning it so cold that it's like, woo! Build up to it. Build up to it. It should be uncomfortable but tolerable. And if you can last 30 seconds to a minute with that cold water, good for you. Good for you. Okay, you can have a seat. Now, one thing that you may want to purchase, and I didn't demonstrate it here because you got to be naked for that, and I'm not getting naked in front of any camera, thankfully. It's like this, a brush. Now, it's very soft. It's not plastic. It's not hard at all. It's a very soft brush. All right? And you just do exactly what we did. It actually feels really cool to do it with a brush. And if you can't get at your back, we didn't do the back, and there's not a ton of lymph nodes in there, but you could actually brush the back towards the heart too. So here, the clavicle, oh yeah, the belly. And when you're doing that totally to skin, you're just in your underwear or you're naked, it just feels amazing. Yeah, because you really feel that tactileness on the skin. Okay, are you ready for your distance treatment? Well, here's my card to remind me. We are now having a distance energy healing session. And what am I going to do? I'm going to clear your lymphatic system if there's any sluggishness. Okay. Okay, so your job is to lie down, relax, connect to me. Just connect to me. If you don't want to be part of this, no problem. Just disconnect from us and you can turn off and see you tomorrow night. But if you'd like to stay for this, feel free. Okay. All right, everybody lying down or sitting and comfortable? Good. Now I'm going to get you grounded. So even if you're lying down, that's fine. Just imagine roots growing out of your feet down to the center of the earth, to the point that you get heavier into whatever surface you're lying on. I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale. Now make sure you breathe down. Remember our breathing video. You want to breathe down into your rib cage. Try not to breathe up here in the chest. It's not that. It's down here. Good. Okay. So you guys can just close your eyes and relax. And I'm going to connect to anyone who's with me now tonight live and anyone who might be watching this video in the future. We're going to meet in the quantum field. And I will take myself there now as well. And I'm grounded. And I'm making sure everyone else is grounded so that we don't share other people's stuff. Okay, gotcha. So now I'm going to connect to your lymphatic system. And I can feel everybody's, it's like rivers flowing through your body. And I can see some stuff going on. Okay, so I've got the collective in my hands. And the first place I'm going is the right maxilla sinus. So the right side of your face, your cheek. Because you've got a little stagnant area there. An area that's not flowing. There we go. Got that? Now that's flowing. I think I'll do the left while I'm there too, because it's also a little sluggish. Good. And if there's any, we're going to put the intention, if there's any viruses hanging around there or any bacteria, we're going to raise that vibration so that your body can ward it off. We're going to call on white blood cells from your spleen to come and do their job. It's like your National Guard, your Army and Reserve. That is there. Okay, now you're taking me to your neck, the left side of your neck, and you have some lymph nodes there. And I'm going to, I just feel some of those lymph nodes. A couple of them have a little, they're like grapes in my hands. And at the stem of the grape, it feels twisted. So I'm just going to untwist those. There you go. And let that flow. And then I'll do the other side because I'm there. I might as well do both sides. This one's pretty good with this group tonight, the right side. Good. Okay. Now we're coming down. I'm going to do the thymus, that gland, to make sure that that's moving and expanding, retracting with health. Yep, that is now good. Okay, let me go back to the neck. Does anybody have their, yep, there's a couple people that have their tonsils out. Then I'm going to bring the life force of the tonsils back in. Did that. Good. All right, down to the spleen. I don't know if anyone's had their spleen out. I don't think so. But if you have had your spleen out, we're going to call that energy of life force, vitality of the spleen back in. And I'm going to treat everyone's spleen to make sure that it's doing its optimal job. I'm going to get the health movement of the spleen. Good. I'm going to check the red blood cells and the white blood cells in this spleen to make sure they're doing their job. And they are. Good, 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 good. Going to the heart, because the heart is the main fulcrum. It's not necessarily a pump of the lymphatic system. I mean, it circulates blood, but it's the fulcrum of the whole fluids of the body, and lymph is part of those fluids. Blood, of course, is as well. There's your fulcrum of the heart. So now I'm feeling the whole fluid system flow a little bit better. Good, 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 good. Okay, I'm going to someone's left elbow. There's a lymph node there twisted. I'm twisting that. Good, that's flowing better. Going to the right elbow. I'm twisting that little lymph node there that might not be moving. There we go. Okay, where are we going next? Cisternochyli. That's the main drainage point of the lymphatic system. And it's got a twist in it as well. Someone does. There we go. That's released and now moving in health. That's what we want, is that movement of health. Now let's go down to the belly or your abdomen. And there's a whole bunch of lymph nodes here that are a little twisted and not draining properly. So I'm just going to work on all those individual lymph nodes. I'm working on the left side right now that attach to the left side of the colon. Just untwisting each of those lymph nodes so that they can reduce the fluid, they can filter the fluid, the lymph system, and get things moving the way they're supposed to. Good. Now I'm going to the groin, doing the left side first. And we've got some of those nodes twisted and untwisting them, getting them to move properly. There we go. And then going to the right. A couple there that are not working as well as they should. There we go. That looks good. Anywhere else in the torso? No. Now going to the behind the knee, going behind the left knee first. A couple lymph nodes there. Might be congested from surgery if you've had knee surgery. They could be congested a bit. We'll get those moving. Good. And now the other side, the right knee behind the knee. Good. Now I'm just going to connect one more time to the whole lymphatic system to make sure it's flowing and I don't feel any sluggishness anywhere. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to ask, is there anything more? Anything more? And I got to know. Anything more? And I got to know. Okay, good. So I'm going to disconnect from you, me to you, and I'm going to disconnect everybody from each other. Send you back out of the quantum field to your bodies. Now we're going to get you grounded. So once again, grow those roots out of your feet down to the center of the earth. Good. And place your hands on your heart and go to that space behind your heart. Just imagine a space behind your heart and sink into that space. And stay there as you grow the roots out of your feet. Hopefully you're starting to feel heavier onto the surface that you're on. And that's you being grounded. Wait, I just want to make sure everybody's grounded before I leave. There, that feels good. Good, I had to help a few of you. You weren't quite grounded. You're like, what is she talking about? There we go. Good. And there you have it. Now that you've got a better functioning lymphatic system, you may pee more tonight. You may not, but if you do, don't panic about it. It's not your nervous system overreacting. It's your lymphatic system working better. And sometime in the next couple days, if you could do this lymphatic flushing again, there is a video in this group as well as in YouTube that you can find just the lymphatic flushing. If you didn't want to go through the talk again and just do the flushing, feel free to do that. And that will help that lymphatic system that's now working to its optimal. It'll help it move a lot better. So in the next couple days, do another flushing. So as I said, as always, I like to finish off with a little talk, and I felt that talking about flow is a very important way to finish off tonight. Today, I will go with the flow of life and trust the process. I will not stress over things I cannot control. I go with the flow of life because your passion comes from flow, or flow creates passion. Perseverance or determination or discipline, that's not flow. Passion is flow. So find your passion, find your flow, enjoy your new lymphatic system, and as we're getting there, hopefully you're starting to feel that nervous system calming down and becoming more and more healthy every day. So I'll see you tomorrow night, day 8, tomorrow night, Friday night, 6 o'clock, for the fascial system. Yay, fascia, my favorite. And then we have to skip Saturday night, but Sunday night we'll be finishing off with movement that matters. It's not a workout. I'll just be showing you some very simple moves that you want to do to help your nervous system. All right, take care. See you tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.